On behalf of ISOL Global Foundation, USA, and Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University, I extend a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed dignitaries, respected keynote speakers and plenary speakers, invited guests, delegates from India and various foreign countries, faculty, research scholars, and students. We are gathered for an international conference on holistic organizational sustainability, integrating knowledge systems, spirituality, and ESG, scheduled on 24th and 25th January 2026 at the School of Management Auditorium. This conference represents a convergence of knowledge systems, wisdom traditions, sustainability practices, and contemporary management thought, a true celebration of learning.
Every great academic endeavor has a visionary behind it. For us, that visionary is Professor Sunita Singh Sengupta, Conference Chair, Founder and Honorary Convener of ISOL Foundation India and ISOL Global Foundation USA. Professor Singh is a distinguished academic leader. She is an adjunct faculty member in Management and Leadership in School of Business, Thomas Jefferson University, Philadelphia, USA, a former professor at the FMS, University of Delhi, and a former faculty member at IIM Calcutta. Her work pioneers the integration of spirituality, ethics, and values in management education. A prolific author and researcher, she specializes in Vedic management and energy-based leadership. She is internationally recognized for advancing ethical and holistic leadership through ISOL conferences and research. Ma'am, we may invite you to deliver the welcome address.
At the outset, I offer this conference in the lotus feet of divinity who made this happen so that we are here today. All grace. I'm extremely grateful to the Pondicherry University functionaries who supported this. No words to thank Professor B. Charunati. This conference was being planned somewhere else, but some reason it could not happen, and we mutually requested that can we do it at Pondicherry. Madam said, Madam, if nothing will work out, we'll do it here, and she did it. A big round of applause for her. Pondicherry, the land of Sri Aurobindo. That is the spiritual significance of Pondicherry. In 2009, on behalf of University of Delhi, we did 2 conferences back to back here. One was Second International Conference on Integrating Spirituality and Organizational Leadership, and another was International Research Workshop on Spiritual and Ethical Foundations of Management. Professor Tareen was there, the Vice Chancellor. Professor Raya, then the head of the department. The anthem which we just now listened and prayed, for the first time Professor Tareen did it. And we did it at Annamalai Hotel. See the call of destiny. Now, ISOL initiatives in India all are going under the banner of ISOL Global Foundation USA. And we are again back here to start the next round of the journey to take the spirit globally. ISOL Global Foundation was launched in USA in 2015 in the Fullerton Hall, the Art Institute of Chicago, where we were celebrating quasi-centenary celebration of Swami Vivekananda's Chicago lecture. Then 2018, We did centenary celebration of Swami Vivekananda Chicago lecture, which was World Congress on Vedic Foundation of Management Science. We did not have any event in India. This is the first time ISL Global Foundation coming to India, our motherland, and doing this conference. I am very grateful to Pondicherry University for making it happen. We are located on 15 Evans Drive, River Point, Bridgeport, Pennsylvania 19405 in USA. We believe in spiritually based business, outperform others. Our second motto is enrich enterprises through spirituality. Integrating spirituality, can you put this down? Integrating spirituality and organizational leadership foundation is a global foundation registered in India and has presence in USA, Canada, and Mongolia. ISL Foundation was registered in immediately after the Pondicherry conference in 2009. I remember Rakesh Tandon, the then MD of IRCTC, who was one of the key speakers. And I told him, Rakeshji, I'm wondering, is it the banner of Delhi University which is pulling the participants or the spirit? I think I'll now go and establish this institute. He said, Sunita ji, it's Herculean task. Well, he will do it. I will not do it. जो रास्ता दिखा रहा है वो करेंगे. And it was registered in February. We came here for the conference. In September, we registered the ISL Foundation in India. Slowly, it kept on moving from strength to strength. Nothing my credit, all His grace. It's a management education research initiative that emphasizes enriching enterprises through spiritual values by drawing insights from wisdom traditions across various faith groups. Those faith groups are depicted in the logo of the foundation. Exploring sustainability through spirituality is our registered trademark. And the motto of ISL Foundation is serve humanity for prosperity. Our inspiration, the Trinity is our inspiration. Sri Ramakrishna, who said, Jota Mot Tota Path, as many views, so many paths. Swami Vivekananda, ISL sources its inspiration from Swami Vivekananda, who was one of the first Indian to promote Indian spiritual values to the industrial world. Ma Sharda, ISL Foundation honors enterprising women by Ma Sharda Women Leadership Award. The motto of foundation, as I said, serve humanity for prosperity. This is the 5th international conference which we did at Fullerton Hall, the Art Institute, which marks the beginning of ISL Global Foundation. There we launched the 3 ISL Trinity Awards, Sri Ramakrishna Award for Universal Values, Ma Sharda Award on Women Leadership, and Swami Vivekananda Youth Leadership Award on Organizational Excellence. These were the awardees which were there, and the grace took us from one step to the other step. Highlights of ISL 2015, we launched ISL Chicago Declaration to work on Indian knowledge systems there. These were the different awards and the release of compendium 10-volume compendium on integrating spirituality and organizational leadership. These are ISOL publication. We bring out biannual both the international journals, Vedic Foundations of Management and Spirituality and Organizational Leadership. And this is the 10 volumes of compendium. Everything is on ISOL website. The timeline of ISOL initiative, it started as a outcome of 2002 conference at Calcutta Business Social Partnership Beyond Philanthropy. And it is rooted in that philanthropic bent of mine. It is rooted on CSR initiatives, and we took it further that to promote this, we need a different kind of leadership. A leadership who is humane, a leadership who feels for the people, a leadership who thinks for the growth of society and subsequently organization. That's how ISOL conferences, 5 conferences in a go was planned every year. And that took the birth of ISOL Foundation. We have a small campus in Palwal in Haryana where our social initiative is going on. This is Nari Swabhiman's lichen in Palwal, which we do. Where I get in touch with the rural women and try to see how we can contribute to their growth. This is the organizational chart of ISOL Foundation. The details are available on ISOL Asia website. ISOL Global Foundation USA now serves as the international headquarters for all ISOL initiatives worldwide. This transition unifies our global mission and brings the Academy of Value-Based Management, which is registered in Canada, under a single international framework to strengthen ISOL leadership, educational outreach, and global partnership. This is the legal status of ISOL Global Foundation. It's registered as a charitable non-profit organization on September 3, 2029. This is the ISOL Foundation, which is registered. Global Foundation as a non-profit public benefit corporation under Iowa Non-Profit Corporation Act, effective from July 31st, 2015. Address for correspondence 15 Evans Drive, River Point, Bridgeport, Pennsylvania 19405. Purpose is to enrich enterprises through spiritual values and promoting spirituality for global economic development. Strive to promote peace and harmony for global economic development. It is an interfaith research-based management education initiative which draws insights from various wisdom traditions across different faith groups and integrates with modern management practices to promote love, compassion, and truth at work in order to create cohesion and harmony amongst people, planet, and earth. The vision is to promote sacred management practices as mentioned in our scriptures. This international conference on holistic organizational sustainability, integrating knowledge systems, spirituality, and ESG would never have been possible without the support of our academic partners, Washburn University that contributed $2,500, Edward School of Business, who had also collaborated with ISOL Foundation in the past, came forward and supported us, and the New School, this from New York. These were our academic partners. we express our heartfelt gratitude to all the three distinguished academic partners. My deep gratitude to Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University, and the entire team who were tirelessly working day and night to make this happen. So I express a heartfelt thanks to each and every one of them. We have 4 awards mentioned. Professor Charumati will be speaking in detail about the conference overview. These are the 4 awards: ISOL 2025 Best Research Paper Award. Nancy Raina Best Research Paper Award is instituted by our chairman, Dr. J.L. Raina, in memory of his late wife. ISOL Corporate Award on Value-Based Sustainable Organization. And ISOL NGO Award for Sustainable Development and Ecosystem Management. With these few words, I once again thank Pondicherry University, the entire team, Professor Srinivasan, who have been the coordinator, and each and everyone who made this conference happen. Let the noble thoughts come from all the directions.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring vision, leadership, and for setting a powerful tone for this conference. Now, we have a special message from ISOL Chairman, Dr. J.L. Raina, for this conference.
We are brought together by a vital partnership between the ISL Global Foundation USA and Pondicherry University Department of Management Studies. Our shared mission is to explore a crucial theme: integrating spirituality with organizational leadership. For too long, organizational success has been measured narrowly by profit, growth, and efficiency alone. While important, this view is incomplete. It has led to burnout, ethical challenges, and a disconnect from our deeper human purpose. Today, we champion a holistic vision. True sustainability requires tending not just to financial and environmental pillars, but the social and spiritual foundation of our workplaces. Here, spirituality is not about religion, it is about universal search for meaning, integrity, and connection. It is about conscious enterprise where leadership is defined by ethical courage, compassionate service, and a commitment to the well-being of all people and planet.
Light symbolizes knowledge, purity, and the removal of ignorance. We now move to the lighting of the lamp ceremony. We request the distinguished guests kindly join us to light the ceremonial lamp.
Every successful conference needs dedicated planning and coordination. We are fortunate to have Professor B. Charumati with us, convener of the ISIL 2025 conference, Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University. Professor B. Charumati specializes in finance and accounting and has 30 years of experience in teaching and research. She is a leading scholar in corporate reporting and community innovation, having authored several books and published many research papers. She has guided PhD scholars and led major national and international research projects like SPARK. A recipient of multiple awards, she also serves as a board member of ACIC Push. Her mission is to empower entrepreneurs to address social challenges through innovation. Ma'am, may we invite you to deliver the conference overview, please?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First, I take the pleasure duty of welcoming our chief guest, Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, who has taken all out efforts to travel from Ahmedabad. We welcome you, sir. And next, I welcome Professor Tharani Karasu, Director of Studies, Pondicherry University, who has always been supportive to all the initiatives in especially School of Management and in general Pondicherry University. We welcome you, sir. And next I welcome Professor P. Natarajan, the Dean, active and very encouraging person, School of Management. We welcome you, sir. He has been constant support for all the initiatives in our department and the school in general. I welcome Professor R. Venkatesa Kumar, the head of the department, DMS. We welcome you, sir. Next, with very special feeling, I welcome Professor Sunita ji, who has given this opportunity to me to conduct this conference. We were trio in Hyderabad University last year. We were thinking where to conduct this conference. That time we were deciding one place, and we had, it was again spiritual place. Should I mention, madam? No. Okay. But the divine's grace has brought us to Pondicherry. Again, it is a spiritual town. We are here. I also welcome all the invitees, all the delegates, all the faculty members, scholars, and students who have come for this conference. Now, coming to the conference overview, it is my great privilege to warmly welcome you all again. And this conference is not an event that emerged overnight. It is the outcome of deep, sustained, and intellectually rich deliberations with our collaborators, academic partners, and practitioners over the past year. You know, this conference was scheduled in November. We rescheduled because madam's presence, we felt we need to have madam. Because of the visa issues, she could not travel, so we are having today. And during multiple discussions across continents and time zones, one concern repeatedly surfaced. Are our dominant sustainability frameworks sufficient to address today's moral, ecological, and social crisis? These conversations made one thing very clear. Sustainability cannot remain confined to metrics, compliance checklists, or reporting templates alone. Something deeper was missing. The realization led us to consciously integrate three powerful yet often disconnected domains: knowledge systems, particularly indigenous and civilizational wisdom; spirituality as a source of ethics, purpose, and restraint; and ESG as the contemporary institutional mechanism for accountability. Through these deliberations, I proposed, and our collaborators, especially I have to welcome Professor Narma, who has joined online, I forgot, and Professor David Solar is also going to join online for keynote address. Our collaborators wholeheartedly endorsed the term holistic organizational sustainability. What do we mean holistic organizational sustainability? It refers to an approach where economic performance, social responsibility, environmental stewardship, ethical governance, cultural legitimacy, and spiritual values are treated as an integrated whole, not as trade-offs. It recognizes that organizations are not merely economic entities, but moral and social institutions. Long-term value creation must balance profit with purpose, and sustainable organizations emerge when inner values guide outer actions. As Indian philosophy reminds us, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino. Sustainability is meaningful only when it contributes to collective well-being. Coming to the conference structure and academic breadth, this philosophy is reflected in 4 carefully curated conference tracks. One was on integrating spirituality into organizational practices. Second was on knowledge system for holistic sustainable development. And third was on ESG, value-based management and beyond. And fourth was on leadership, governance and reporting. We received an overwhelming response with a large number of 88 quality paper submissions from academicians, researchers, industry professionals and policy makers from India and abroad. After a rigorous peer review process, selected 40 papers are being presented in parallel technical sessions spread over these conference days. I am delighted to announce that book of abstracts covering all accepted papers is being released today, marking an important scholarly milestone of this conference. Further, select high-quality papers after an additional round of blind review will be published as an edited book with a reputed international publisher like Taylor & Francis or Springer Nature, subject to publisher's norm. Coming to plenary sessions, one of the defining strengths of this ISOL PU 2025 conference is its exceptional line of plenary speakers representing academia, industry, governance, and spiritual scholarship. Professor Pavan Kumar Singh, Director of IIM Tiruchirappalli, is going to deliver on the topic Spirituality and Indigenous Wisdom in Sustainable Leadership. Dr. Lakmika Pereira, University of Melbourne, Australia, on integrated reporting for ESG integration. Professor Suresh Kalanyanam, University of Saskatchewan, Edwards Business School, Canada, on measuring what matters in performance and sustainability. Professor Narma Juma from Washburn University on anchoring ESG in culturally legitimate values, and Sri Sunorov Acharya ji from Vedic Vidya Kendra, Pondicherry, on the unique and distinguishing features of the Vedas. We also have a special industry-focused address on sustainable wealth creation and banking pathways, bringing sustainability closer to everyday economic decision-making. Coming to panel discussion, the panel discussion on indigenous knowledge system brings together voices from industry, academia, and higher education leadership, examining how traditional wisdom can inform modern organizational challenges. And a special highlight is the roundtable discussion on holistic organizational sustainability by Professor Sunita ji, which is going to be moderated by Professor Sunita ji with global experts from USA, Canada, and Australia. And this roundtable is designed not as a lecture, but as a collective intellectual inquiry into the future of organizations. Now, coming to the acknowledgements, this conference would not have been possible without the visionary leadership and guidance of our conference chair, Professor Sunita ji, whose commitment to value-based management continues to inspire all of us. And I would like to place on record our sincere thanks to Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, Executive Director, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, who has taken special efforts to be here with us from Ahmedabad and whose presence greatly enriches this conference. And I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor K. Tharanikarasu for his leadership and encouragement, and to the University Administration of Pondicherry University for granting permission and extending full institutional support to host this important international conference. Finally, I thank all our collaborators, plenary speakers, reviewers, faculty colleagues, research scholars, student volunteers, delegates, whose quiet dedication made this conference possible. As we deliberate over the next 2 days, I invite all of you to engage deeply, question boldly, and reflect meaningfully. Let this conference not just be an academic gathering, but a collective step toward shaping organizations that are ethical, conscious, inclusive, and sustainable. I would like to conclude with a timeless thought from Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Excellence in action is true yoga, and yat bhavam tat bhavati. As is the intention, so is the outcome. So may our discussion here translate into thoughtful action and lasting impact. Thank you all. I wish the conference a grand success. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for your comprehensive overview and tireless efforts in making this conference a success. We now move to a gracious segment of the inaugural session, the honoring of our distinguished dignitaries in recognition of their invaluable contributions to academia, leadership, and society. May I request Professor B. Charumadi, Conference Convener, to kindly honor Chief Guest Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, Executive Director, Central Zone, Ministry of MSME, Government of India.
Good morning, one and all. The Augusta gathering assembly here, the revered chief guests, especially Mr. Pradap Kumar Jha, the Executive Director, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Ahmedabad, and our own Director of Studies, Professor K. Dharnika Rasu, and Madam Sengupta, and other dignitaries on the dais and of the dais. It gives me an immense pleasure to take part in this momentous occasion. Events like this is the need of that. So I am doubly happy and thanking Madam Sunita Sengupta to identify our campus to conduct this international conference. It's really a momentous occasion, and it is the need of the hour. It has to be spread across the country, length and breadth, as quickly as possible. Then only we will be able to ensure the goal of self-reliant India. We may be able to achieve the goal of Vikshit Bharat, everything. So this is the need of the hour, because for a long time we are telling about it, but no proper initiative or integrated initiative has not been taken up. And now this ISOL Foundation is taking up the initiative in the right spirit. And though there were setbacks in the earlier period to spread this kind of knowledge across the country, now every one of it is a responsibility of every participant sitting here to propagate, to take it to the next level as early as possible. Thereby we will be able to strengthen our present generation, and with which we will be able to make our country a self-reliant economy in the world. So first of all, I extend my hearty congratulations to the Department of Management Studies to be associated with the ISOL Global Foundation USA and initiating this wonderful conference on a properly titled international conference, Holistic Organizational Sustainability. That is integrating knowledge system, Indian knowledge system, spirituality and ESG. So this linking or connecting or converging all the three concepts is the need of the hour. That's why time and again I am telling you, insisting you that it is somewhat isolated, it is not mixed properly. That's why we are not in a position to get the synergy of our Indian knowledge system. So personally, I feel in my resume and all, I have a vision, humanization of knowledge and socialization of action. That is my vision. Humanization of knowledge and the socialization of action. So with this, I have a strong perception on that. I am working on that in all possible ways. So from that perspective, I am much inclined towards the title, Integrating Knowledge Systems, Spirituality and ESG. And as the chairman of the foundation, ISOL, said that when he says spirituality, it is not relating to the religious belief, the religion or the God under. So he nicely mentioned that whatever we do, that it must be meaningful, and we have to see we have to ensure the integrity on performing the task. And then we have to ensure connection. We have to bring connection. So meaning, integrity and connection. These two things are there in all our actions. When it is there, definitely it will be logical, it will be meaningful, it will be really beneficial to the humanity at large, so with which the country will prosper, the peace and harmony will prevail in the world. So that is why the ISOL has taken up this initiative in a very staunch manner, and now the theme of the conference, that is the connecting IKS, spirituality and ESG. IKS it is a kind of a regenerated concept, not a new one. We have the Indian ethos in management is really a golden guidelines, but unfortunately we forget to adopt. Due to one or other reason. The reason is mainly last 50-60 years, the whole world is marching towards market philosophy on anything and everything. They are having a perception of market orientation. Then in the name of market orientation, slowly the manipulations, misuse, non-compliance, cheating, everything has come. So that means we have not keenly observed it and restrained for that. So that's why it continues. Now the whole world witnesses the lot of issues, environmental issues like climate change, then pollution, environmental degradation, then Mother Earth has been eroded like anything. So that's why we are losing our resources. When it is going on continuously, what will happen? The earth may not be conducive for living. Whatever we learned, we have to give back to the society as well as to the earth, and thereby it will pave the way for sustainability. The goal of sustainability development is to keep the world alive, to keep the earth alive for the next generation, for the forthcoming generations. It is not, we are not the only one-timers to enjoy all the resources and lavishly without having mind on the future generation. That is why the sustainability goal has come. And again, it has come from Western thoughts in just as a formality, or now, earlier in our Indian ethos, some 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, we have dwelt upon it, we have made a rich contribution. So through various epics, Puranas, Gita, so but all such things are not, are in one way or other hidden. It is not coming to the notice, or in the, not bringing to the curriculum structure of at the college level or university level or even the school level also. So now this the present environment, even political environment, is also very much conducive to promote the IKS. That's why the Government of India has taken up initiative NEP, National Education Policy 2020, wherein they are very particular in mentioning the imparting IKS. That's why IKS has been set up as a mission in the Ministry of Education, and the MSME is also working for it to bring the IKS, to bring back IKS in our education system. Thereby we will be able to properly sizzle the present generation. I thought of telling mold, now molding is not good. Sizzling is very much essential, and thereby they in turn can make hundreds and lakhs of people to go with this kind of ethics and value system. So we are knowledgeable, we are skillful, but the third part, that is values, with respect to values, there is some setback in that. We are not in a position. These three things should go in a proportionate way. Then only it will pave the way for holistic growth. But unfortunately, there is a mismatch. We are spending more time for gaining knowledge. We are spending time for acquiring skills in one way or other, but forgetting ethics and values. When it happens continuously, what will happen? A kind of calamities, then manipulation, cheating, looting, fraud, scam. So these things are happening in a large scale. That is why a kind of moral check is needed. Such moral check will come only through ethics and values. That is why I used to tell, when we are developing students, we don't think only from imparting knowledge point of view alone or skill point of view alone. We have to impart all the three: knowledge, skill, values. So when this is a composite of competency, so then only the people will become competent. Once they are competent, they are able to compete. When they are able to compete, they can succeed. So in that way, we have to nurture our education system by imparting knowledge, skills and values in due proportion. In due proportion, otherwise there will be a mismatch which in turn leads to lot of havoc. That is what we are facing today. Now the UNESCO has taken a clarion call on sustainability development, SDG goals, 17 goals. We are working for it. And again, every country is asked to work for it. So 2030 has been set as a target. Now we have come to 2026. So hardly 4 more years are there. As usual, what is happening in judiciary system? Vaida will be taken. Vaida. No, in courts and all, when case has not come for hearing, when parties are not, one party is not presenting, or when the decision is not, verdict is not in a position to award, automatically they will give extension. So similarly, this 2030 will be extended to 2040 or 2035. Isn't it? So it's a collective efforts. So perfect integration is very much essential, for which the educational institutions should work, should take a lead role in promoting the concept. That is why this conference, international conference, has been rightly titled as Integrating the IKS, Spirituality and ESG. The ESG has come, yes, it is a right initiative. After a long time, this SDG initiative has come up once the 21st century has come. Initially, when at the initial part of the 21st century, the UNESCO made it as a MDG, Millennium Development Goal. But that Millennium Development Goal has been changed and renamed as SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. And the Sustainable Development Goal, again, 17 goals. It has been structured in a very holistic way. But many a time, it is focused, people are thinking that it is for mainly corporates. So again, the concept of corporate social responsibility. So hereafter use the word social responsibility. Because of corporatization in one way or other, it is my perception. So from corporatization in one way or other, the root cause for loss of the value system in the society, or IKS. IKS has been totally hidden. So we have to view it in a right perspective, for which social responsibility, anything is for any entity is very much required, that we have to. Starting from individuals, institutions, departments, governments, country, everyone should have this. So when we have that, definitely the SDG goal will be a reality. SDG goal will be a reality, for which definitely India will be the forerunner on that. Because we have a rich heritage value system. Rich heritage value system, due to one or other reason we have forgotten. Many of them may not be aware of it, because they are unable to look into their generations. Many of them may not be knowing the grandparents' name, great-grandparents' name, and their group name, group culture, group identity, nothing. They are unable to identify it. Yeah, thinking that for everything, we are making a lame excuse that I don't have time. I don't have time. So don't say hereafter, I don't have time. Say I have no mind. So because of that attitude, definitely we are giving least importance for getting into the IKS fully. Now, out of compulsion, we are adding in the curriculum. So they are bound to study. Instead, we have to voluntarily take it up and probe into it deeply and see that what are all the things, what are all the heritage values we have, our ancestors have developed, and what is the reasoning for it, why not we follow. So when you are started asking questions like that, by means of pondering over those concepts, philosophies, spirituals, consumption, the conventions, concepts, definitely you will be able to nurture yourself as a good leader. So that should reflect in leadership. When every organization, the success of every organization depends on the culture. Again, the culture is also greatly missing, totally missing. Many a time, culture is not at all there, or culture become brutal, or culture become abnormal. So that is why all eventualities are happening. Again, culture cannot be developed overnight. Culture cannot be developed overnight. The members of every organization, they have to take it in letter and spirit and see that they have to work for the organization and they have to work for the country. So when that spirit comes at the attitude level, then only all these philosophies will hold good. So many a time, attitude is the matter, but that the word attitude itself is being misspelled or misunderstood by this present day generation. They are using the word attitude for some wrong purpose. It's not a wrong word. It's not a negative word. No, people will casually say that person is an attitude person. What is that? What is the real meaning attitude? Mindset. mindset about anything and everything. Mindset about anything and everything. When attitude is right, we will get into greater altitude. We can get into greater altitude in terms of growth, development and all. So that attitude, equipping the individuals with the right attitude is the need of the hour. Once when we are started doing, definitely we will be able to fulfill all these goals and we can bring this integration very well. And here, I would like to, I developed a small integrated framework. There I have identified the dimensions. Environmental dimension, sociological dimension, convergence. And then spirituality, IKS and ESG. Developed a matrix by using all this. So dimension on the one hand, then the, spirituality, IKS and ESG. Then with respect to environment, as far as the spirituality is concerned, we have to have the concept of oneness. That is seeing yourself in nature. Oneness. We have to immerse ourselves. We have to immerse ourselves with the society, with the environment, with the any other entity. So thereby we won't find out, we find difference. And thereby inequality will be eliminated. Then with respect to IKS, there is a sloka called the Panchabhuta. All of us may know Panchabhuta. All the Panchabhuta is in one way or other getting disturbed, and that's why they started revolted. That's how we got tsunami and so many things. So Panchabhuta is then another word. And ESG, with respect to ESG, from the environmental dimension point of view, it creates carbon footprints. So again, for which a lot of initiatives are being taken up. Clean development mechanism has been developed by the corporates. They are working for minimizing or reducing the carbon emissions, and for which carbon credit is being given by the banks and financial institutions. But it all not in place in with all reality. Many times it is in paper, but when we get into the field, lot of ifs and buts are there, and that's why in full swing they are not being implemented. And for which we are all the root cause for that. That's why many a time the man-made disasters are the root cause for all these issues. So when we are shaping the human being and making them to realize, and when they have a holistic attitude, so definitely we will be able to bring into reality all this. So from the environment point of view, I am connecting spirituality, IKS and ESG in that way. Similarly, from social point of view, with respect to what the spirituality says is compassion. We have to have compassion. It is again another important quality of a human individual, and when we are able to recognize the divinity in others, when Madam says, I see the divinity coming to this campus or to the hall, so that kind of, that is nothing but a compassion, and that we have to see while seeing others, while seeing other insects, other creatures, even trees. I saw again a few years back, one doctor, he is named as a tree doctor. He is named as a tree doctor, have you heard? Tree doctor, I am not telling lie. It's a fact. Now, tree doctor, he identified as age-old trees. Now, even people, they are not considering age-old people, no? He identified an age-old tree and nurturing it. Really, he rescued one tree which got into ailment for a long time. Almost it has gone to the stage of death. No, they have planned to remove that. It is in front of a school. No, it has given a wide shadow or the good air and fruits. People enjoyed once. Now that the tree has got some sickness and that has been identified by that doctor. He is not a medically qualified doctor. He is an individual like us. He developed interest how to nurture the trees and plants, and he developed a mechanism and rescue the tree. Now the tree alives. Okay. So I have seen personally, and for which the Kerala government has awarded him also. He has been identified and recognized by the Kerala government through Forest Department. So with respect to social dimension, compassion is the spiritual root. And then IKS says that Sarvodaya, scientific community welfare models. Scientific community welfare model in anything and everything is very much essential. In nearby our campus, there is a village called Auroville. It is one of the popular, internationally popular village. Because they made a lot of innovative ideas. And they are known for social innovations. They are known for social innovations which are very cost effective and societal friendly. So, but how many of you know that? How many of our students know that Auroville is doing such a wonder? I gave an exclusive talk on social innovation of Auroville. Isn't it? So, all the time we are thinking about only the constraint part of it. Constraints will be there, but we have to find out the ways and means to solve. That is why project approach is very much essential in identifying the problem and solving. It needs a lot of tolerance. First, it needs passion. We have to have a passion, and we have to have a patience, and we have to have a tolerance, and we have to have a kind of action dynamism in us. That way, we will be able to make it into reality. That's how Vara will become very popularly renowned international village, and they are making hundreds of social innovation, and that model should be emulate, and that is what is called the Sarvodaya scientific community welfare models. And then even when I served in state-owned university earlier, popularly called Aragappa University, one of the A++ university, where we used to take the students to villages. Every year, we take the students to villages and they have to stay there for 2 weeks minimum. 2 weeks in the village, and we will be making village resource mapping in the village and try to chalk out a program of action and give it to the village administrator. So this is how we slowly try to impart the realization among the student community to know about the village, to know about the concept of village, to know about the lifestyle of the villagers, to know about the problems of what they are facing. So this kind of orientation is very much essential. Now, after a long time, it has come to our university also. We have a paper called community engagement. No, it is in paper. No, but we have to take it to the community and see that what's the community, how it has been emerged. Even when you see few researchers who are doing research in sociology field and all, they will be going to the field and be with them for 2 years, 3 years, and thereby they will be able to know their lifestyles. Especially in anthropology studies and all, they have to go to the community. And again, entering into the community, big restriction. They have to find out the ways and means, somehow they have to get into there and be with them for some time, then they will be able to come with a lot of facts and figures. So, Sarvodaya concept. Then, from the ESG point of view, the social impact, that is diversity, equity and inclusion. DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion. This has to be addressed, and thereby sociological dimension could be fulfilled. And then convergence, the governance, again among the three, governance is the ultimate. Governance relates with the leaders of the organization, leaders of the unit, leaders of the entity. Start from family. That's why we call it as a Vasudeva Kudumbakam. So that family head, when we are setting right tone, definitely our successors will follow it up. So that is also very much essential. So from the governance point of view, integrity, dharma and compliance. Dharma Shastra and compliance. So in that way, we can connect the spirituality, IKS and ESG in all the three dimensions, and thereby ESG will not be in letter only, it will be in spirit and action, and thereby the sustainability will come into. So sustainability is the outcome. So I used to call the spirituality provides the internal why. IKS provides scientific how. Why? Because knowledge system help us to ask a question why, how. So that is the IKS. Then ESG is the symbol of modern what. Many times we ask what is it? So that means we have to bring that output which will really be useful for us. And this is how we can connect this one. And the spirituality is the seed among when the integration process, you should understand that why we have to integrate. What is the need for bringing this integration? Ultimately, it gives a synergy. How? The spirituality is the seed. Spirituality is the seed. It has to come within us. So whatever be the actions we are taking, it has to come from within. So for which spirituality is needed, which is acting as a seed. And then the IKS is a tree. I make just a small analogy. Okay. So spirituality is the seed, IKS is the tree, and ESG is the fruit. ESG is the fruit which we can enjoy, which every one of us are in need of it. And again, it is a need there. Otherwise, we may not make the earth conducive for living. When earth is not conducive for living, every one of us will collapse. So that is why we have to work for getting that fruit perennially. Not at one time, perennially. That fruits has to be available in a sustainable manner. Then only future generation can also get. So friends, remember that spiritual is the seed. Spirituality is a seed. IKS is the tree and ESG is the fruit. Now you could understand what is the purpose of why we have to integrate. So when we are integrating all the three, definitely synergy will come. Such a synergy will create a win-win situation for all of us. Win-win situation for all of us rather than creating a win-lose situation in the business or a trade. No, most of the time when one party is winning, another party will be losing in the trade or business. But in the case of the integrating IKS, spirituality and ESG, definitely a kind of win-win situation will arise in all possible ways. And obviously we have to work for it, and as early as possible we have to work with utmost speed. Thereby we will be able to save the Mother Earth, which in turn will be conducive for a living of every creature, not only us, every creature I am telling. So with this few words, once again I extend my hearty congratulations for the Department of Management Studies for initiating wonderful cause, and this cause has to be taken up in the right spirit. 2 days deliberation, it's really a treasure for all of you. These 2-day messages will be a treasure for all of you, because again everything is based on your belief only. When you have a strong belief and conviction, definitely it will be a treasure. Once when it is a treasure, and it will not only help you, it will help the entire community and society, which in turn help this economy and the globe at large. So with which we will be able to work for bringing harmony and peace at all time. Thank you one and all for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful address and for sharing your valuable perspectives with us. International collaborations enriches scholarships, broadens perspectives, and strengthens academic partnerships. It is with great pride and joy that we introduce Professor Norma Juma, a distinguished academic and esteemed alumna of the Department of Management Studies at Pondicherry University, whose journey serves as an inspiration to our academic community. Ma'am's academic and professional work spans management, innovation, and entrepreneurship, with a strong focus on international collaborations and contemporary business practices. Professor Juma has made significant contribution to teaching, research, and academic leadership.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I truly appreciate it. Good morning. To Professor Sunita Singh Gupta, the conference chair, Professor Charmaki, conference convener, to Professor Latrajun, the Dean, School of Management, Pondicherry University, Dean David Thomas, Washington University, Primary School of Business, distinguished scholars, industry leaders, policymakers, practitioners, and students, a very, very warm welcome to you.
Norma and I are joining you from a very cold place, Kansas. It's 4 degrees at the moment, 4 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's snowing outside. We kind of envy the weather you're experiencing today in India. I'm deeply grateful for the chance to be a part of this conference. It's an honor that Washington University and Berman School of Business are co-sponsoring this event. I learned a long time ago to do whatever Dr. Juba told me to do. And so I would like to thank all the other sponsors and everyone involved in making this happen. I've organized academic professional conferences in my career, and I know it takes a lot of work to make it come off every one. We are here because sustainability must be rigorous, actionable, and deeply human. Not just one or two of those things, but all three. And it must stand up to the scrutiny in a world that I would suggest is perhaps increasingly skeptical. We require all of our undergraduate students to complete a professional ethical leadership training program. We partner with different organizations in the community like Junior Achievement to even go out in our communities and teach financial literacy to young people from kindergarten up through high school. We partner with regional community with our regional community through organizations such as our Small Business Development Center, which helps small businesses and entrepreneurs get started. We work with our economic development and civic organizations. They help us as well by supporting our students. And we also support applied research, especially scholars such as Dr. Juma and others, because we think that focusing all of these things, focus on strengthening human capital and civic trust. In some ways, these are ESG commitments in their most practical form. So what maybe should come out of this conference in terms of new thinking? Here's some suggestions. Translate research into tools practitioners can actually use. Sometimes us academics aren't so good at that. Build ESG data systems that are credible and proportional. Design incentives that reward real risk reduction, not just reporting. ESG is often framed as a debate about capitalism or politics. I really see it as a test of leadership. Do we measure what matters? Do we govern trade-offs honestly? Do we innovate for resilience? And do we remain humble enough to learn across cultures and disciplines? And I think that's what you're doing there today in India. Again, the Brennan School of Business at Washburn is honored to partner with all of you. We thank you, and I wish you an outstanding conference. Thank you, Dr. Juma.
As we continue, it is now my pleasure to invite all of you to witness a significant moment in today's program, the release of the Book of Abstracts of this international conference on holistic organizational sustainability, integrating knowledge systems, spirituality, and ESG. This Book of Abstracts showcases our delegates' research, innovation, and insights reflecting the conference academic rigor and diversity. We kindly request the dignitaries to come forward to formally release the Book of Abstracts, please.
Namaste, good morning and Banakam to all of you. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor Sunita Singh Sen Gupta, Conference Chair, ISL, Conference and Founder, ISL Foundation, India and USA. Professor V. Chadumati, Convener of the Conference, DMS Pondicherry University. Professor P. Natarajan, Dean SOM Pondicherry University. Professor Norma Jumma, Brennan School of Business, Washburn University, USA. And Professor David Solers, Dean Craig and Rhonda Brennan School of Business, Washington. Professor K. Tharani Kadasu and Mr. R. Venkat Kumar of Pondicherry University. It is always a privilege to stand before you at Pondicherry University, an institution that embodies knowledge, dialogue and reflective reflections, thoughtful reflections that is there. I think this is my second time that I have been called here. And thankful to Professor B. Chadumati ji, who has given this opportunity again. Before I proceed further, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the leadership of B. Chadumati ji. Last time also I have seen, and this time also when I reached yesterday, I have seen her energy level and the way of doing and executing the things since last fortnight. She was on work and managed everything in a so proper way. So I must congratulate and other things. Before I proceed further, I would request all of you in the hall, take a look around the hall. At one side, academia and researchers are there. At another side, students are there. At third side, the educationists, professors, and administrators are there. And of course, the spiritual practitioners must be there, which has been kept apart in modern age. In one space, we have accommodated so many persons, so many segments. Why the modern has kept us apart from all the segment. I was listening Mr. Professor P. Natarajan Sahab. Really, it was a very insightful things, and he has covered all the topics and all the things in a very simple way. And I must congratulate on behalf of all of you to Professor Sir, because I have also learned very ambiguous things that he explained in a very simple way. Myself, Prabhat Kumar Jha, I'm a national MSME expert, as well as have worked in various ministries in Government of India, started from Ministry of Technology to Ministry of Commerce, as well as International Cooperation Group of Government of India, and then Ministry of MSME. And I first came across this beautiful subject that the conference is going on, International Conference on Holistic Organizational Sustainability Integration, Knowledge System and Spiritual and Engineering. This is a very new subject for me also. This gathering shows itself that we all have interest in executing the things of the subject. We live in an age where the extraordinary advancement is there, data are abundant, and yet we are here today for a conversation that is both ancient and urgently new. Ancient because the civilizations once knew how to live in balance. Balance with nature, with society, and with self. Urgently new because the cost of forgetting that wisdom is now visible everywhere. We are here because we all see the cracks in our modern system. We managed the environment in one department. We handled social responsibility in another. And we pursued profit and completely separate floor. We used one kind of knowledge and ignored the rest. This is the model of separation, and it is breaking down. Technology is powerful, data is abundant, and metrics are precise. And yet, never before has humanity possessed so much information, and yet such shortage of wisdom is there. Never before the organization has been measured so much and yet understood a little out of that one. We measure carbon emission, but ignore inner exhaustion. We publish governance report, but neglect inner governance, values, ethics, intent. This is not a failure of technology. This is a failure of integration, because we have not integrated all the sectors at one platform. That is there. This conference asks a profound question. What if sustainability is just a technical? Is not, but the civilizational also. What does, if the solution does not lie in another framework, but in integration? The integration of three essential strands: knowledge system, spirituality, and ESG-driven action, which is missing right now. Knowledge systems are not merely data or models. They are civilizational memory. In our traditional wisdom, the forest is not a resource, but a community. The river is not a commodity, but it's a living entity. The economy exists to serve life, not to dominate life. We do not need to invent sustainability. We need to remember it. spirituality is not a religion. Spirituality is awareness of interconnection. We are lacking somewhere to integrate the three pillars: the well-being of the workers, the organizations, the communities, and the planet is one invisible whole. If we disturb one component, it will be disturbed the whole planet. Whole problems arises due to disturbing. If one component is being disturbed, out of that one, the whole ecology is disturbed. When you ESG is a powerful instrument of our times, but it must be understood correctly. ESG is not a complete checklist. It's a moral statement made visible through metrics. When ESG is guided by wisdom and anchored in values, it moves from reporting to sustainability. Now comes our real task. We must not allow knowledge systems as spiritual insight and ESG action to remain separate conversation. The academicians must speak to the practitioner, the philosopher must guide to the engineer, the policymaker must listen to the farmer and the entrepreneurs. Fragmented problems cannot resolve the fragmented minds. So, the old way of separation between economy and ecology, between policy and people, between profit and purpose, has brought us to the brink. The new way of integrations begins here. And I must congratulate that it is starting from the Pondicherry University, this campus, with this beautiful subject issues. And I request all of you to associate, as Mr. P. Natarajan has told, that this is the time when all should grow and adopt this. As an ancient Indian proverb reminds us that earth is not inherited from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. It begins with dialogue, it begins with humanity, it begins with us. If we carry the spirit forward, this conference will not be remembered as merely an event, but as turning point in how organizational thinks and decide and act. So with this, I am closing my remark with all of you that in coming 2 days, whatever the deliberations takes place inside these conference rooms, so definitely take you further in life, and the globe will be on a very constructive way progress. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring and insightful inaugural address. Your valuable perspectives on sustainable MSME development, entrepreneurship, and inclusive growth have provided meaningful direction and motivation to our academic community and young researchers. We are deeply grateful for your presence and guidance, which have truly enriched the spirit and purpose of this conference.
Good morning, everyone. It's been a long inaugural session. So, respected Professor Sunita Singh Sengupta, who is a conference chair, and Professor Natarajan, Dean SOM, Pondicherry University, Professor P. Charumadi, convener of this conference, Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, Executive Director of Ministry of MSME, and the people who have already delivered a lecture, keynote address, as well as the remarks by Professor Norma Juma and Professor David Solar from Washburn University, and the HOD, Professor R. Venkatesh Kumar, and all the faculty members from our departments, deans, and students, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed now almost 12, so good noon to everyone. So you may be wondering, especially students, why it is very long inauguration. But the topic itself is very complex. When you take management, you concentrate on only managing the business. But when it comes to the outcome of this, we only see whether we have earned enough income out of this, whether business is going on. But this conference is the conference where holistic organizational sustainability, integrating knowledge system and spirituality and ESG. So there are many topics here: business linked with sustainability, business linked with Indian knowledge system, business linked with spirituality and ESG. That's why the topic is, otherwise the life on earth is also, as we think, it is not simple. It is very complex. How the nature has taking care of themselves is itself complex, but it has been for many years it is managing. But of late, in the name of industrial revolution, we have disturbed our earth like anything. So it's going on, but still we are ignorant. We are not really understanding what is really going on. But somehow we are managing, because different part we are not coming together and discussing on really what we are doing is good for our future generation. I would like to take few examples where you can really understand how our industrial revolution and then the business as usual thought, it disturbed the present day earth. See, as all of you know, some of you students may not know this, the diesel engine exhaust is carcinogen. It is announced in 2013 or 2014 by World Health Organization. Whatever exhaust coming from diesel engine, it causes the cancer, mostly lung cancer. We know this. But still, we are using this. That's why I told we are ignorant. We thought that somebody will get cancer, not me. So this mindset, and we know now the Delhi is non-livable now. Everyone knows. Everyone gets so much health problems. But still, I know I am one of the member in the WhatsApp group in our Honorable Karan Bedi's WhatsApp group. Every day she gives a lot of important messages, going and meeting. She loves Delhi like anything. And she wants to bring down the water, the pollution level. But, nobody worries about this. As I told you, we know that the diesel engine is carcinogen, but still we travel in the diesel vehicles. We don't care. And we know that what are the reasons behind this. But still, we want to run our life as usual. The corona was one of the important event where it gives us sit down, think, are we going in the right direction? But still, we were expecting when we can go back to the regular office and when we'll come to the normal. So, the imbalanced life has become normal for us now. Whenever we want to think about this, how to come back and make the earth normal, we feel that it disturbs our life. We have gone to that stage now. where, food is the important thing, but we don't worry about farmers. We don't talk about this, especially in India. So because of this, if you take, I have some data to share also. If you take the overall GDP of our earth is, now it has come to the 105 trillion US dollars. It is very huge. We are all very rich. All this richness, how we got this richness? By spoiling our ecology, it is, of course, we have to be rich. But is it sustainable now? That is the question. And also, if you take the technological diffusion, as our chief guest already mentioned, it is this is the era. Today, if any technology is available, next day we are very easy to adopt it. We are easy to utilize it and showing the outcome. They are all very intelligent, very clever. But, richness is not the only scale to understand, it is not the only outcome in the business. Even the ESG reporting has become mandatory or semi-mandatory in over 70 countries. It is a mandatory. But still, if you take the climate change, by 2030, they said more than 1.5 degree it will increase. Even 0.1, 0.2 increase itself will be disastrous for our world, for our earth. But they predicted that. So by 2030, it is going to be more than 1.5 degree will increase. And we don't know, we have not gone through this phase. There was no precedent. That's why we are very cool. Let us see how this goes. We are not the policy maker. Let somebody will take care of this. Who is that somebody? Nobody knows. Even Delhi, all policy makers are sitting down, but still they feel that somebody will come and save us. Who is going to save us? We don't know. This is the state. And it is not only this. I told you the GDP is 1.105 trillion. But if you see who is having this, only 1% of this population is owning 50% of this global wealth. This is the big problem. I am not telling we have to take from them. But this is a paradox. We are rich, but if you take this, how much poverty is there. If you take this, if you are really rich, the poverty should not be there. But the poverty also still exists. Over 735 million people, our population is roughly 8 billion. And 735 million people still face chronic hunger. We are all very rich, I told you, and but still poverty exists. It is like a rich, when, in a home, if our servant maid hasn't come, the mother always will be in tension. We are the school, the kids has to go to the school, and there is no food to take. And but we have to tell the kids, you should be a good student, you should follow the rules, everything. But the home is not in order. Same thing now. So we are all rich, but we don't know what will happen when the natural disaster will come, how we are going to use our vehicles without the diesel or petrol or coal, whatever electricity comes here from the coal. But these are the source of energy. But if we feel that, we want to save the country, are we really ready to not to use this electricity from coal or petrol or diesel? No, we are not ready. Are we ready to go away from this comfortness? No. So, these are all the paradox. In this only, because of I just want to understand this, and maybe for the students also to understand why this conference. So, as Professor Natarajan already mentioned, ethics is very important in business. When we say, if you use the any diesel or petrol engine, only 33% we are utilizing this energy. You must be knowing, energy neither be created nor be destroyed. One energy can be converted into another energy. In our petrol, the actual conversion is only 33%. 67% it is going as waste. That waste only it gives the big problem for our environment. But still, we are very comfortable. We want to only use, vehicles, automobiles. This is, I am not blaming anyone. This is the modern world. We cannot say, I will come to office by walk. I don't like this vehicle. We cannot say. This is the today's system. So in this, how we can think of saving the world. Whether we can save, that's what I was discussing with Professor Natarajan also. The Gibbs free energy in science, it gives delta G equal to delta H plus T delta S. So energy equal to delta H enthalpy from T delta S. Please go back and read what is T delta S. Delta S is nothing but entropy. Entropy is nothing but disorder. Scientifically, every day, disorder will be more. You cannot bring back the orderness. But it doesn't mean that we can increase enormously, but we can bring down. We can reduce the usage of the petrol. We can reduce the usage of electricity. I told my students also, when you go out, check whether the AC is on. You would have seen many classes, when the student go out, everyone, it is not my duty, somebody will come and switch off. This is the mindset. We feel, we'll go to hotel, we eat very less, and we leave, I don't feel like eating, the waste. These are all not the responsible usage of our facilities. That's what, we can reduce. We can reduce the disorderness. That's what the ethics comes. We can do business. We have to live. But ethically, how, environmentally, how we can do our business without disturbing the ecology, without disturbing the environment, without disturbing the ecosystem, without disturbing the earth. This is very important, the part of the business. So far we have not done. Please accept us. Even today we are not doing it. The highest polluter of the countries are the policy makers now, saving the world. So how it is possible? We are not able to stop business wherever the high pollution level is there. Even in chemistry, we have a green chemistry. But still, all chemical transformation is not green. But we are dependent on this. We can't say, we will stop using this because of it pollutes the world. It is very harmful to the world. So somehow we are dependent on this. But slowly, our duty is we have to come out from this, and we have to make the responsible usage of technology, responsible creation of the any technology. These are the need of the hour. So you are all business managers, so you should have this. So whenever you make any strategy, whether it will affect the environment, whether it is ethical. So even if it is 1 or 2% less profit, how we can do the business better way. So these are the motive of this conference. I really thank ISOL for bringing this conference here. I think our student will be really benefited on this. As Prabhat Kumar Jha mentioned, it is for him also he is a manager, executive director. For him it's also very difficult topic to understand how this the Indian knowledge system. It is already existed, but in the present modern world, how we can utilize it. That is the challenge for us. It is possible. So I think this 2-day deliberation will have a lot of knowledge, will bring and enrich our students. I thank Professor Charumadi and team for collaborating with ISOL for coming out with wonderful 2-day international conference. So I again thank for them also for inviting me. I thank Professor Prakash Babu, Vice Chancellor, for allowing this conference, for morally supporting this conference. And I also convey his best wishes for this successful completion of 2-day conference. Thank you very much.
To conclude the inaugural ceremony, it is my privilege to introduce Professor R. Venkatesh Kumar, HOD, Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University.
Good morning to all. It's a great pleasure to give a vote of thanks on an exercise. I always put it in a very simple word. The conference I consider, it is a kind of decision making between whether you want to use your heart or want to use your brain to make decision. So how do you combine? How do you give a trade-off? I remember that's one of the most popular movie dialogue, even though a movie director or movie person has given. That is all about the conference, I consider. So our sincere thanks to Professor Mr. Prabhat Kumar Jha, Executive Director, Ministry of MSME, for your time and your respect for our institution all the way you travel from and you take your time and spend for us. Thank you, sir. On behalf of our department, we thank you. Sincere thanks to Professor Dharnegarsu, sir. Whenever we always go to Dharnegarsu, sir, always he says, management is very close to my heart. That is his key word, I remember. Sir, thank you for your support, all our endeavor. Thank you. Professor Nadarayan, sir, again, you have given a brief and elaborate introduction in a simplified way about the whole theme of the conference, right from the seed to a tree, how spirituality can be integrated. Thank you for your time, sir, again. Special thanks to Professor Sen Gupta, madam. You briefly narrated your journey from 2009 to till date, what we have done, what you have done for us, and what you have done for the conference activities, and how you progressed on the theme. Thank you for your time. And again, we are a special thanks to considering Pondicherry University and given an opportunity to collaborate with us. Again, sincere thanks to Professor Norma Juma and Professor Solas for your time and your special insight on the conference. Again, a special thanks to Professor Charumadi madam. She has taken a nice theme and worked out. I know that how tirelessly she works. And again, at the background, we have a lot of researchers and research scholars. You put a lot of efforts. Thank you for your time. And all the dignitaries for the coming sessions. I hope you have a fruitful interaction and a rich experience on the conference theme. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you.